Hey there, my name is Cole. I'm the main guy behind Spin DJ CRM. I develop and I design, and I also am the one who conceptualized it from the beginning. I myself am a working DJ, and I found myself frustrated with all the other things that were out there, so I set off to create my own. Today we're going to take a deep dive into Spin's settings and config. This is going to be a really long video, so just a heads up. Feel free to skip around to any part that you'd like, and if you want to come back here for reference, for instructions, you are more than welcome to do so. Let's dive in. So here we are at the settings page. If you look over here to the right side of the page, you're going to see a bunch of different categories and options. You're going to see the following categories. You're going to see identity, packages, services, add-ons, adjustments, automations, forms, contracts, payments, widgets, subscription, and affiliate. We're going to dive into each of these today, but first I want to take a conceptual kind of idea of what these are so you can better navigate around yourself. First of all, identity, up here up top. This is going to be how your business identifies. From your business name to your phone number, to email addresses, to your address, to your colors and your logo. This is all right here. Then packages. We're going to go ahead and skip over this one just for now because it'll make more sense whenever we see what the next two have to offer. Services are going to be individual services your business offers. So whether it's be DJ, whether it be photo booth, officiant services, this is all going to be right here. And you can create individual services and then use these packages to bundle them up. Here below, we also have add-ons. These are things you can either include in packages or you can add them on individually. So think of these like things like uplighting. Now, quite often we get asked, why the difference? And to be entirely honest, I think it's more for separation between everything, but there's a solid chance that in the future we will end up combining these and having just some sort of a small different way to differentiate it. For now, however, these are separate. So with add-ons, you can have different pricing options, like you can have unit pricing or flat pricing, depending on how you structure your business. For services, however, you can do a base rate and then you can add additional hourly. So it all kind of depends, and we try to be as least opinionated as possible so you can structure your business how you want to without us impeding on you. So then let's move on down to adjustments. Adjustments are going to be charges or discounts that you're going to apply regularly. So whether it be a $100 travel fee or if you do a friends and family discount, you can have it right in here to easily apply whenever you create the proposal or the event. Just below that, we have automations. Here we have automations where you can create automated emails, and then here soon you're going to be able to add to-dos and alert them that a new to-do has been created. So right now you can create emails per each contact type. For instance, if you want to create a review request that sends 2 weeks after an event and you want to send that out to clients, and then you want to create a vendor frequently asked questions email that sends to vendors that you apply or to organizers, you are welcome to do that as well. These can be configured all sorts of different ways, and we'll dive into that here in just a few. Just below automations, you're going to see forms. So forms can be anything from song lists, song requests, Spotify lists, streaming tracks, anything like that, all the way up to what do you want me to wear? These are questions that you can ask your client, and you can attach these on to your products as well. And we're going to take a look at that here in a few. Contracts are also able to be attached to products. This is pretty self-explanatory. Contracts are going to be agreements that you sign between your client. We're going to look at those and also how to edit those further. Just below contracts, we have all of your payment settings. Takes a bit of a different format if you're looking through here. So we're going to look at all of these. Widgets. Currently in Spin, you were able to add embeddable forms to your website, to your marketing website. So you can create this and then add it straight to your website. And we do plan to have additional widgets as well for you to better integrate Spin into your front end. Then we have subscription, which this will allow us to edit our Spin subscription when we click it. We're going to check that out here in just a little while. And then we also have affiliate. We're going to dig into all of this here in just a few. Let's start back up at identity. So up top, we have a couple of inputs. We have business name, phone number, business email address with a a suffix here that we will check this out. We have a list of our business addresses, our email addresses. Just below that, we have our business logo, which we can change. And then over there on the right panel, we have our business address, which we can change, edit, our site theme, and our accent color. So going through any of these, you're also going to notice there's not a save button. That's because Spin auto saves. Anytime an input is focused and then unfocused or blurred, let's see, I cannot type at the same time. It's going to update automatically with the backend, so it's going to save. So with business name, phone number, anything like that, if we look at business email address, you're going to notice this looks nothing like a Gmail, and that's because it's not. So what this is Spin allows you to create different vanity emails here from spindj.io to send to your clients. Quite often, whenever sending an email, we are going to set the reply to as your account's email address. However, if they were to dig further, we want to make sure that your presence is completely seamless. So that means even having email addresses like robot@simplicity-event-company.spindj.io. You can set up an infinite amount of these. We really don't care. And you can choose who your emails come from when your clients get these automated emails or whenever they get the one-off emails sent from the contact page. If you want to delete any of these, you can click on the little X icon and it's going to remove it right there. Then here to the business logo, clicking on this is going to pull up a dialog with your computer that's going to allow you to pick your logo. Address, all the same thing. Site theme. So with Spin's UI, we have a handful of themes that we have crafted and created that's going to allow you to better kind of brand your business. We have different bases here, and you can choose these, and these are going to completely change the way the site looks, from the background to the text color to these sort of secondary colors that you see, like this guy right here is a default color. So these give you a pretty limited amount of control, but this allows you to set the background while keeping the UI very succinct and very uniform across the board. You get a little bit more freedom here on this little accent color. So you can choose your color, and we are taking input to add more of these colors. So if you have a color in here that you would like to see but is not, feel free to let us know, and we'll be happy to take a look at those for you. So that pretty much wraps it up with identity. Let's hop right on down to services, because again, we need to look at this before we look at packages. So here with services, we are greeted with this UI that's going to become very familiar with you by the time this video is over. We're going to see this sort of pool of items, which again, if you've used Spin or if you have watched a lot of the tutorials, you're going to have seen these likely throughout the program. So these tiles are going to have this main icon, which is going to be there for deleting, and they're going to have the secondary, which is going to be there for editing. So going through the edit and going through the add new service are going to be the same basic thing, except for editing is going to pre-fill everything with that service's details. So instead of adding a new one from blank, let's just go ahead and edit this one. So we're going to get to see the UI and see the whole thing, and we're going to do that with all of them. So here in the service creation, we are first greeted with this picture, which we can pick representative. If not, it doesn't matter. This is mainly for vanity. It's for front end. So you can change that photo, that representative picture. You can change the name and the description. This currently doesn't have a description, so let's add for amazing weddings. Okay, we're going to click next. So here we see all of the forms that we've created. These are all forms that are in our account, and we can choose which forms get added to which product. Now this is going to make it super, super easy if you have 15 different services and you've got 100 different forms. Then you don't have to create forms for each of those. You can create one form one time and then add it to each service. This really goes to simplify your workload quite a bit, especially in setup, and then it also makes it to where as you edit, it's going to also edit it on the service. So then this is all of those. We can add it or delete them right here by clicking that. Contracts, same sort of thing, same idea. This way, if you were to edit one of these contracts, it's automatically going to edit on the service. You don't have to go change this. These are the ones that are assigned to this, and you can create those clauses separately and add them in. Click next. So this is where you choose the pricing for your service. You can choose an hourly rate or a flat rate, depending on how you structure your business. Again, we don't want to tell you how to run your business. We just want to give you the options to have it the way you want it. So here you can set a base rate. I have a base rate of $1,600 set here on this test account. That base rate's for 4 hours, and then for any additional hourly, it's going to be $100. So for instance, if I were to do an event for 6 hours, then that's going to be $1,600 for the first 4, and then $100 per additional, so $200. So it's going to come out to $1,800 for 6 hours. Conversely, if I were to set it at a flat rate, then it's going to disable these 2 inputs, and it's going to just go as $1,600. So let's go ahead and finish. And that's going to save it. We're going to say it's save, and it's going to process. So now up to packages. A lot of this is going to be the same through packages, services, and add-ons. We're going to see a lot of the same sort of UI, so we're going to kind of move through these a little quicker then. So let's do Wedding DJ Deluxe. We're going to edit this. Again, same sort of UI as we had on the service, the first page. So this is where it gets a little different. So with packages, you can combine different services into one and then override the pricing. So for instance, if I have this one where I do Wedding DJ and also officiant, then I want to go ahead and do next. We're going to do the same forms, and ideally if I had a officiant form in this account, I would have it in there. Contracts, again, I could have an officiant contract that the client would have to sign separately. And then let's do an hourly rate of, I think my officiant services on this account are $300, so let's do $1,800 plus $100 an hour. So that's going to give like a benefit for booking this package. Let's go ahead and finish. I'm going to save that, and then now all of our things are going to be right in there. All right, simple enough. So let's head on down to add-ons. These are going to be a little bit simpler. So add-ons, let's take a look at this Cold Spark add-on. Again, same sort of UI here. Pricing is going to be a little bit different. Instead of hourly, you have flat rate, which I know some of you do like to have your flat rate pricing. We also have unit rate. So for instance, with Cold Sparks, uplighting, anything like that, you can do a minimum quantity of 2 and then a price per unit. So for uplighting, I personally have a minimum quantity of 8. And then I set my price per unit for that. So they can book as little as 8 or as many as 32 if they'd like. So let's go ahead and finish this. It's going to save it. It's going to adjust it there. So then moving right along to adjustments. Here you can, like I said, apply charges or discounts to your account. So let's go ahead and let's edit this one. I want this to be a $190 discount. So we're going to set it to 190. We're going to set it here. With adjustments, you could choose charge or discount. And you can also choose percentages or dollar amounts. And those are going to take off that invoice subtotal. So these are going to be bottom of the line adjustments. So we're going to keep it right there. We're going to click next. And there it is, $190 discount. So then moving right along to automations. You know what? Let's skip automations for now. Let's go down to forms and contracts while they're still in our head. So here at forms, we see a list of these. Let's pick ceremony. So this is going to be a playlist for wedding ceremony, and you can have this or you can delete it from each individual event as needed. I have this on all of my wedding DJ services, and if they're not using it, we can remove it or they can just see it. So here you have name, description, same as the other ones. You do have another toggle here for enabling Spotify playlists. Now that is going to be huge for things like requests, prelude, dinner, anything like that. Your client can build their stuff in the service they already use, and then they can drop it right in here and it'll update automatically. They don't have to log in to add more requests. They can just on their phone when they're listening to it and they hear something they love, they can add it right to that playlist. So here we are presented with a mini version of this form. So this is just going to kind of show you what this is going to look like. And if you want to edit any of these, so let's go ahead and edit groom entrance. Click on the little edit tab. We're going to see this. These are the options for the field. So for this, user may duplicate we can set it to true or false. So I've got it set to true for cases such as same-sex weddings. You might have multiple groom entrances. So we're going to set that to true, and then library enabled. This is an important one for the library feature. If you are choosing for this to be a song field, right? Like if you're looking for some sort of a song, then you're going to want to set this to true. And what that's going to do is in the library tab right over here, which we will get to in a different video, that is going to make the auto search so much faster because Spin then already knows what to look for. We already know which field is the artist, which field is the title, and we don't have to search that for every track. So we'll continue through here, and then that's going to put us right back on. To add a field, we click on this here. We can see, let's see, new field. Let's set library enabled to false. Let's just say dad's name. It's not doable. Let's go ahead and do one input. I'm going to click next. Name and input type. So with forms, you can set it to either be select text area, color, email, phone number, or text. And that is going to set the type of the input, like the actual input element here on the program. So then that way you can have, if you want to have uplight colors for your uplight services, you can do that as well. So we're going to set this for text, and then we'll click save. Then down here at the bottom, we're going to see dad's name. So we're going to save that, and there's forms. Hop on down to contracts. Let's go ahead and edit this one. This is a new contract. We're going to edit that one. So this is a one-page modal, which makes it super convenient. Here you're going to see this is the name of it. You can click on it here to add it, and we're going to just remove the exclamation and add a period. Now this is a what you see is what you get editor. So this is an HTML editor. So what we're going to do is to edit an element, you can click on it. And then you can add these merge tags, which is super, super cool and very helpful. So you do that, and it's going to automatically append these details for the event into the contract. And you can add a new element if you want to add a normal paragraph, a heading of any size, or a bulleted list. You can do that. And if you want to move these around, you can drag them. If I can get a hold of it right. There it is. Looky there. So we can drag these around, so we can reorder everything. But you have pretty much a lot of control here as far as your text alignment, your bold, italic, underline, your font size even. And this is going to show differently in that contract on the client portal. And we'll see here it updated. So then moving right on down, we are making some real headway here. We're going to move down to payments. So here's all your payment settings. We are trying to make Spin as inclusive internationally as possible. So we have our currency code here, which we do have a ton of currency codes that are available. We have sorted them by the most common up top, and then for any fringe cases, we do have those down here because we want to, like I said, make sure that we're being as inclusive as possible. Then down here we have some items pertaining to your currencies needed to book, per se. I'm trying to avoid the terminology because I know it's a very hairy subject with DJs. So here, what you call that currency required to book could either be a deposit or a retainer. That's not for me to decide, that's for you. So here you can choose which one of those you'd like to use in your terminology on your end. You can choose whether it's an amount or whether it is a percentage. Then you can choose what that amount or percentage looks like. So then a little bit further down, we have final payment increments, whether it wants to be days or weeks and how many of those days or weeks before the event that final payment is due. You can enable credit cards or you can disable credit cards. And right here, you're going to see whether your account with Stripe, which is our credit card processor, is healthy or whether it is not healthy. Whenever you are setting up your account in Stripe, or when you're setting your account here in Spin, forgive me, you're going to have a button here that's going to say Connect Account. You're going to click that. It's going to take you straight to Stripe where you can set up your account, connect it, make sure that you're ready to take payments, and then Spin will be able to do that for you. So here you can also enable check or custom payments and then write instructions for those. So let's move on down to widgets. So like I said, widgets is where you can embed contact forms into your website. So here we have a homepage contact form. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this, and you can pick your inputs. So first name, last name, phone number, and email are always gonna be default on a contact form because that's what we need to be able to submit that. But you can also choose whether you want event date, message, location, source, contact preferences, any of that on there, and they can enter that or not. Either way, it's gonna send. So if they don't feel like entering any of that, they don't have to. Then you can reach out and do that. But we wanna make sure that we are gathering that information for you. Then under details here, you're gonna see create prospect. So whether or not you want it to create a prospect, like if it's a song request form, you don't wanna create a prospect for that. But if it's a sales form, obviously you will. Then you can choose whether or not to send a receipt email to that contact. Again, if it's a request form, you probably don't. But if it's a contact who's looking to book you for their event, you might want to have Spend automatically reach out and say, hey, we got your email. Wondering what that email looks like. This is where you can edit it again with that editor. So let's go and click back. And then here, Spend is automatically gonna generate this iframe code for you to copy and paste into your website. So let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna skip this one here. This is where you will go and it will take you to our Stripe dashboard where you can play with your subscription. You can use this to cancel, to update anything, update credit card information, anything like that. We're gonna go straight down here to affiliate. So Spend has a very robust affiliate program. With us, if you use your referral code, which you can change right here, then if you share it with another DJ who is going to use Spend, you get $50 whenever they do that, and they get 6 months free. So we are very, very generous with this because we really want to share Spend with everybody who could possibly use it. So here you're going to see all of your referrals who have used your code. You're going to see your lifetime total, your amount awaiting trial completion, and your amount paid. So the way we do this is they get 6 months free. After their 6 months are up, payments start at $20. So their first $20 payment, that goes straight to you. Their second $20 payment is gonna go straight to you. And their third $20 payment, you're gonna get that final 10. So you can really use this to generate a bit of income and also share the word that Spend is a great, great CRM for working DJs. So I think we finally did it. That wraps up the config for today. I'm sure that as this develops and as this grows, this is going to change quite a bit. Things are gonna be moved around. But this is it for now at Spend 1.5. Hey, if you are looking to join Spend, be sure to use my referral code down in the link below. I'd be more than happy to get you 6 months for free. So I guess that's pretty much it, guys. But thanks again so much for checking in on the Spend tutorial. My name is Cole, and I'll see you next time.